right away. We'll let them think about it a little first.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest and baddest women in film history. Beware the spoilers ahead, as we'll be diving deep into everything that makes these characters iconic and so well written.
Just better start showing me a little more appreciation around here, Mr. Man.
Number 20, Aunt Gladys, Weapons. Why get your hands dirty when others can do the work for you? The villain of this Zach Cregger film proved to be an unsettling presence.
I'm Alex's aunt, and his mom is my baby sister.
Okay, so you're not his legal guardian.
Well, no, that would be his parents, of course.
She exploits the kindness of others and possesses them through magic. With those traits, she abducts children and offs suspicious townsfolk without hesitation. She poses a big threat to a small town. But what makes her unforgettable is Amy Madigan. The Oscar winner delivers an eerily calm performance that makes every line feel ominous.
I told you she's just fine. Don't worry. Alex, now don't be rude. Why don't you sit down at the table because I'm making dinner?
What's even more effective is how she fits into the film's odd tonal balance. One minute she's jump scaring us with her ghostly appearance. The next, she's making us laugh with her over-the-top lies and eventual defeat. Number 19, Ursula, the Little Mermaid. Signature wit and Shakespearean theatrics have made the sea witch an icon.
Yes, hurry home, princess. We wouldn't want to miss old Daddy's celebration, now would we? Ha! Celebration indeed. Oh, bah!
What separates her from other Disney villains is that she doesn't just scheme, she performs. Nearly all of her scenes are vibrant one-woman shows, and Poor Unfortunate Souls is her best performance. Beneath the glamour, she is a master manipulator, preying on Ariel's sadness with a deal designed to fail.
What I want from you is your voice.
My voice?
You've got it, sweet cakes. No more talking, singing, zip.
Her ability to weaponize language and loopholes makes her more than just a sad would-be despot. Equal parts campy and menacing, Ursula proves that sometimes the most fun villains are also the most ruthless. Number 18, Mrs. Carmody, The Mist. Panic brings out the worst in people, and no one embodies that descent quite like a self-proclaimed prophet.
No, don't go out there. It's death out there. It's the end of days.
As the survivors of The Mist take shelter in a supermarket, Mrs. Carmody slowly seizes control and gains a cult following. Her sermons start as background noise, but slowly start to twist fear into fanaticism. Her villainy reaches new heights when she sacrifices people to the creatures of the mist, which she justifies as divine will.
Don't you know by now? Don't you know the truth? We are being punished. For what? For going against the will of God. For going against His forbidden rule.
Like any good horror disaster, the threat proves to be more than just the monsters on the other side of the door. Number 17, Asami Yamazaki, Audition. At first glance, Asami seems to present herself as the perfect partner. Polite, graceful, almost too perfect.
あなたのような若い女性がそれをきちんと分かっているということが驚きで、この人はこれまでも、そして今も真剣に来てんだなって。
That facade unravels as her past and true nature rise to the surface, revealing a deeply troubled woman shaped by childhood trauma. What follows is an alarming shift, resulting in a torture sequence that's really hard to watch. We still can't get her use of a wire saw and needles out of our heads. By the end, she is an embodiment of pure terror, but even then, we still have a hint of sympathy for her. What she does is unforgivable, but given what her family put her through, did she ever have a chance at a healthy life?
自分がどんな人間かがわかるのも苦しいことや辛いことだけなの。
Number 16, Pearl. Living on a quiet farm and dreaming of stardom, Pearl's ambition quickly curdles into obsession.
Don't forget to live your life, too. I wouldn't mind seeing you up on that screen one day, Mrs.
Pearl.
Mia Goth delivers a performance that walks the line between madness and sad vulnerability. Every one of her emotional outbursts feels raw and volatile as Pearl's expectations collide with reality. Her need for recognition and escape eventually explodes into violence, turning her into both a slasher villain and protagonist. We understand how frustrating life can be, but how she reacts to disappointment is pretty monstrous.
Au revoir, poor Johnny!
By the time her psyche fully unravels, the tragedy of who she could have been is just as haunting as what she becomes. Number 15. Agatha Trunchbull, Matilda. Authority figures are often portrayed as antagonists. In Trunchbull's case, she is the epitome of the archetype.
Fresh meat.
With her mighty stature, she towers over the Cruncham Hall students and rules with an iron fist. Her punishments include forcing children to eat entire cakes and launching them across playgrounds. The acts are cartoony but strangely grounded in childhood fears. The joy she derives from such cruelty is often disturbing. Just look at the hammer throw scene. No supernatural powers are required here. Just intimidation, brute strength, and a complete disregard for student safety.
One day, Jen, you'll see that everything I do is for your own good. And the good of those putrescent little children!
Number 14. Jobu Tupaki, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Across all realities is a being of absolute chaos. Jobu Tupaki isn't just powerful, she experiences every universe simultaneously and can jump between them at will.
In with the cat! See, I don't think you understand the meaning of that word.
This resulted in her mind fracturing into nihilism. Convinced that nothing truly matters, she created an everything bagel to end her existence and be at peace. Yet beneath her absurd antics is something painfully human, a daughter overwhelmed by life. Stephanie Hsu balances humor and despair perfectly, making her seem as tragic as she is destructive.
So I'm here to save you some time. Eventually, that all just goes away.
Rather than being a traditional villain, she represents emotional burnout taken to cosmic extremes, turning personal pain into a multiversal disaster. Number 13. Margaret White, Carrie. Religious devotion becomes sinister when it's used as a weapon.
I'm here on the Lord's work, Mrs. Snell. Spreading the gospel of God's salvation through Christ's blood. Yes, of course.
Carrie's mother demonstrates just that when she tries to control her daughter through fear, guilt, and relentless torment. Framing every aspect of Carrie's life as sinful, she believes that there is no room for motherly compassion. She isolates and breaks Carrie instead of protecting her, pushing her closer to the edge with every cruel lesson.
Witch. That's Satan's power.
It has nothing to do with Satan, Mama. It's me. Me. If I concentrate hard enough, I can move things.
Satan is clever.
Even as supernatural events occur, she still thinks her righteousness is just. That unwavering belief is what makes her so disturbing. In the end, her fanaticism is arguably at the core of every destructive act that happens to her and her daughter. Number 12. O-Ren Ishii, Kill Bill Volume 1. Rising from a violent childhood, the deadly Viper assassin channels her trauma into becoming a crime lord.
When the final sword was sheathed, it was O-Ren Ishii and her powerful posse, the Crazy 88, that proved the victor.
Her ascent to the Yakuza ranks was precise and ruthless, famously marked by the moment when she decapitates an insolent crime boss. She carries herself with a quiet dignity, commanding respect without ever raising her voice. If you want a perfect showcase of her style, just watch her iconic final duel against the Bride.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords. You may not be able to fight like a samurai, but you can at least die like a samurai.
Among a roster of killers, she stands out as being the most composed and formidable, though Elle Driver does come close. Number 11. Mystique, the X-Men franchise. Although shapeshifting may not seem like a dangerous power, Mystique proves that identity can be a weapon in the right hands.
But I've had Mystique here keep you company. She takes so many shapes.
Whether infiltrating government facilities or taking down superheroes with swift combat, she operates with an efficiency that makes her nearly unstoppable. Her loyalty to the mutant cause has put her at the center of many conflicts, acting as both a spy and enforcer. That makes her an unpredictable agent, whose motivations and loyalties shift depending on the film.
What's the matter, baby? You don't think I look pretty like this?
Sometimes she'll team up with the X-Men, and other times she tries to wipe out humanity. Beneath her conflicting identities, however, is a survivor who wants to find belonging, making her one of Marvel's most complex and enduring villains. Number 10. Cruella De Vil, the 101 Dalmatians franchise. There aren't many villains with motives this outright vile.
Isn't that a new fur coat?
My only true love, darling. I live for furs. I worship furs.
The classic Disney rogue isn't after revenge or power. She just wants a coat made from the fur of Dalmatian puppies. As simple as she may seem, she makes up for it by being entirely defined by her obsession. From her skeletal frame to her chaotic rants, she flashes her wickedness like a badge of honor. Her theatrical flair and high-fashion madness allow her to dominate every scene she's in, whether it's animated or in live action. Stylish, loud, and completely unhinged, she owns her vanity like it's a kind of monster. And how many villains can claim they have a theme song as catchy as this?
Oh,
To
Roger.
see her is to take a sudden chill. Cruella, Cruella.
Number 9. Regina George, Mean Girls. High school politics may not be as cutthroat as we think, but Regina George makes it feel like a war zone.
Jason, you do not come to a party at my house with Gretchen and then scam on some poor innocent girl right in front of us 3 days later. She's not interested. Do you want to have sex with him?
No, thank you.
Good. So it's settled. So you can go shave your back now. Bye, Jason.
The queen bee of North Shore High rules with manipulation, sabotage, and popularity. Her main weapon, however, is information. Whether it's spreading rumors, orchestrating betrayals, or unleashing gossip from the infamous Burn book, she has a knack for destroying reputations overnight. She's the kind of person who smiles to your face while plotting your downfall.
I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
It was my mom's in the 80s.
Vintage. So adorable.
Thanks.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Almost everyone knew someone like that in high school, and that is just what makes Regina feel so real and effective. Number 8. Alex Forrest, Fatal Attraction. A brief affair spirals into something more dangerous than we expected in this thriller.
It's funny being a lawyer, you know, it's like being a doctor. Everybody's telling you their innermost secrets.
You just have to be discreet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Are you?
We first meet Alex Forrest as a confident and alluring editor, but rejection soon pushes her into obsessive territory. Her fixation eventually becomes life-threatening and truly disturbing. She makes phone calls that turn into stalking, and her emotional manipulation turns violent. Perhaps her most upsetting act is when she boils a poor animal alive. Glenn Close's performance is so good that sometimes she makes you wonder if Alex is worthy of sympathy.
Why are you here?
By the end, however, it's clear that she wants control more than actual love. Number 7. Amy Dunne, Gone Girl. Nick Dunne's wife doesn't just disappear. She engineers a nationwide spectacle, carefully planting evidence that paints her husband as a murderer.
This is insane.
So, my question becomes...
I don't want to talk to you again. Ever. Without a lawyer.
What makes her so fascinating is her airtight plan, from the staged crime scene to feeding the media a sympathetic persona. When the truth finally surfaces, she is already several steps ahead, rewriting her image to suit her needs. Rosamund Pike's acting not only makes the character memorable, but iconic. Her calculated line delivery reveals a restraint and resentment within Amy that some may find relatable.
I'm gonna need those 3 things to feel safe. You have to own this, Nick.
Don't worry. I know exactly what to say.
While we don't condone what the character did, her commentary on society's expectations of women is spot on. Number 6. Miranda Priestly, The Devil Wears Prada. There's a particular kind of fear instilled by Runway's chief editor.
Before today, you had never heard of me.
No.
And you have no style or sense of fashion.
Well, I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
Miranda Priestly runs the fashion world with a whisper, crushing careers and confidence with slight pauses and dismissive glances. She puts all of her subordinates on edge as she demands perfection that is impossible to attain. On the surface, she could have been a caricature of a cruel boss, but Meryl Streep and the writing bring a lot of intrigue to the character. Priestly mistreats those around her, but her cruelty alone wouldn't be enough to command a room. She'd have to understand the fashion industry like no one else. In fact, she has climbed the fashion ladder so high that she essentially is the industry.
What's that? Oh, I don't want that. I'm having lunch with Irv. I'll be back at 3. I'd like my Starbucks waiting. Oh, and if you don't have that Harry Potter book by then, Don't even bother coming back.
That, along with her uncompromising attitude, make her a compelling villain. Number 5, Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. Grandeur, menace, and elegance all blend seamlessly in this fairy tale icon. From the moment she crashes Aurora's christening, she ensures she'll never be forgotten.
Well, quite a glittering assemblage, King Stephen. Royalty, nobility, the gentry, and... how quaint. Even the rabble. I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation.
Her curse haunts a kingdom for years, and she looms over the realm like a bomb waiting to go off. She seems just as untouchable as her iconic visage. Even when she's angry, she maintains her regality and enacts her plans from the shadows. When she does finally unleash her full power, she is a spectacle that few villains are able to match. Her transformation into a massive dragon delivers one of the best final battles in the fantasy genre.
Now shall you deal with me, O Prince, and all the powers of hell!
Maleficent is just about everything you could want from a villain who does it all. Number 4, Mildred Ratched, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Within a psychiatric ward, Nurse Ratched proves that a maddening routine can be just as bad as any physical pain.
Do you think it might be possible to turn that music down so maybe a couple of the boys could talk?
That music is for everyone, Mr. McMurphy.
Yeah, I know, but you think we might ease it down a little bit so maybe the boys didn't have to shout?
She maintains control over her patients through structure and so-called therapy sessions, all designed to mask her desire for power. Every one of her interactions gets her closer to stripping individuality away from the patients, including the rebellious McMurphy. Although her humiliation tactics and mental pressure eventually fail, she leaves a lasting impression on viewers.
I heard your question, Mr. Cheswick, and I will answer your question as soon as you've calmed down.
Okay.
Are you calm, Mr. Cheswick?
I'm calm.
Good.
She turned a place of healing into an inescapable nightmare without a shred of guilt. Now that's unsettling. Number 3, Dolores Umbridge, the Harry Potter franchise. Voldemort may be the ultimate big bad, but the polite and pink headmistress has her own unique brand of villainy.
Enough. See me later, Mr. Potter. My office.
Umbridge is initially introduced with soft-spoken authority and pastel cardigans. Then, her politeness comes down to make way for torturous methods of discipline. She wastes no time inflicting cruel punishments, such as forcing students to carve words into their own skin. It's clear that she sees Hogwarts more as a suffocating regime than a school. Unlike Bellatrix Lestrange and the Death Eaters, Umbridge's evil isn't so overt. She doesn't have the luxury of dressing in black and throwing around killing curses. Instead, she operates within the system and uses bureaucracy to her advantage.
You give me no choice, Potter. As this is an issue of ministry security, you leave me with no alternative. The Cruciatus curse ought to loosen your tongue.
Who needs spells when you have rules and authority? Number 2, Annie Wilkes, Misery. When we first meet this bibliophile, she claims to be Paul Sheldon's #1 fan. She rescues the novelist from a car crash and nurses him back to health.
I asked God about you, and God said, I delivered him unto you so that you may show him the way.
Show me the way.
Yes.
Her scary obsession begins to show, and later goes off the rails when she learns that he killed off her favorite book character. She imprisons Paul, and her demeanor starts to swing back and forth between awkward kindness and possessive violence. Any conversation with her could end in disaster, and that makes her one terrifying captor. Anyone who's watched her break Sheldon's ankles knows what we mean.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it.
We can see why Kathy Bates won an Oscar for the role. The duality she gives Annie makes it impossible to know what she's going to do next. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Evil Queen, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Disney's first villain makes beauty a lethal contest.
To make doubly sure you do not fail, bring back her heart in this.
Catherine Trammell, Basic Instinct. Ice-cold intellect meets irresistible charm.
Did you kill Mr. Boz, Miss Trammell?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book.
I'd be announcing myself as the killer. I'm not stupid.
Mary Lee Johnston, Precious. Parental abuse cuts deeper than any monster.
You eat it. You come eat this shit. I'm not hungry though. Yes, you is. Precious, if you don't get this goddamn plate.
The other mother, Coraline. Sometimes our dreams are just stitched together nightmares.
Apologize at once, Coraline. No! I'll give you to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3!
Mrs. Danvers, Rebecca. The cold housekeeper haunts every corner of the Manderley estate.
Do you think the dead come back and watch the living?
I don't believe it.
Sometimes. I wonder if she doesn't come back here to Manderley. Watch you and Mr. De Winter together.
Before we continue, check out this single from Sound Mojo's album Balance. Classical music reimagined as rock, hard rock, and metal. Check out the full track and album below.
Gold by silence, guilt by prayer. I am the echo, you can't outrun the joke's on you. The blade's begun.
Number 1. The Wicked Witch of the West, The Wizard of Oz. History has given us plenty of unforgettable movie villains. Very few are as iconic as the broomstick-wielding, green-skinned witch herself.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
For generations, the Wicked Witch of the West set the standard for how fun and scary a villain should be. She commands an army of flying monkeys, shoots fireballs, and soars over our plucky heroes with an unmistakable cackle. She's not very complicated, but who needs complexity when your presence alone creates tension?
You've been more trouble to me than you're worth, one way and another, but it'll soon be over now.
Decades later, and her image is still known to all, proving that pure, unmistakable evil is all you need to be a legendary character. Which of these villains would make a decent friend? Let us know in the comments who you think would be the best of the worst.